We met up at Marcus Garvey Park, our spot. I don't know why I thought things would get better. Maybe I just wanted to hear her say I was enough. Harlem got a vibe like no other place on earth. It's alive, like it's got a soul of its own. You can feel it in the footsteps on the pavement, in the way the air smells like fried fish and incense, in the hum of conversations mixed with music leaking from open windows. That's where I grew up. I thought I knew everything about life from these streets, thought I was untouchable. Then I met her, Amara. She wasn't like the other girls. Nah, she was different. I first saw her during the summer of '06 outside Minton's, where I'd be posted up spitting bars with the crew. She was just walking by, but something about her made me stop mid-verse. She had this caramel skin that caught the sunlight just right, hair in big curls, bouncing with every step, and these eyes, man, her eyes looked like they held a million stories. She paused to listen to me, tilting her head a little like she was studying me. "You got something," she said, her voice soft but confident, like she wasn't just throwing out compliments. I ain't even gonna lie, that did something to me. From that day, it was like Harlem wasn't big enough for anybody but me and Amara. We'd walk for hours just talking. She wasn't one of those girls that only cared about what's popping on BET or who got the freshest kicks. Nah, she had dreams, real ones. She wanted to open her own boutique, something classy, something that would put Harlem girls on. "I want people to walk in and feel like they're stepping into a piece of art," she told me one night while we sat on the stoop sharing a bag of BBQ chips. "You already a piece of art," I said, trying to sound smooth. She just laughed, but the kind of laugh where I knew she felt it. She became my muse. Every rhyme I spit, every beat I wrote, it was all about her. Amara was Harlem to me. Vibrant, bold, and a little out of reach. But summer don't last forever, right? Fall came, and so did the changes. Amara started school at NYU, and it felt like she was stepping into a whole other world. She'd be talking about classes and internships, and I was still out here grinding, hoping to catch my big break with music. It was like she was moving forward while I was stuck on pause. At first, it didn't bother me. I figured we'd find our way. But then came the nights where she canceled plans because she had to study or meet with her study group. That's when I first heard about Malik. "He's just a friend," she said, like that was supposed to make me feel better. But you know how it is. You can tell when there's more to a story. The way she'd talk about him, how he was smart, how he was helping her with her projects. It didn't sit right with me. "You spend all this time with him," I told her one night, trying to keep my cool. "What, I'm just supposed to be good with that?" She gave me this look, tired but also annoyed. "Tay, not everything is about you. Malik gets where I'm trying to go. He understands." That cut deep. The night it ended, the city felt colder than it should have for October. We met up at Marcus Garvey Park, our spot. I don't know why I thought things would get better. Maybe I just wanted to hear her say I was enough. But instead, she hit me with, "I can't do this no more." "Do what?" I asked, even though I already knew what was coming. "This," she said, waving her hand between us. "Tay, I love you, but we're not on the same path. I need someone who's moving forward, who can build with me. And you're just stuck." Her words hit like bricks. "Stuck? You serious? I've been out here grinding every day, trying to make something out of nothing, and you call that stuck?" She shook her head, her eyes shiny with tears. It's not about how hard you're working. It's about where you're going. And I don't see us going to the same place. I didn't even know what to say. All I could do was watch her walk away. For weeks, I was just lost. You ever walk the streets of Harlem and feel like you don't belong? That's how it was. Everything reminded me of her. The stoop where we'd sit for hours, the bodega where we'd grab Arizona iced teas and honey buns, even the train station where she'd catch the 2 downtown. My boys kept telling me to shake it off. Plenty of fish in the sea, Rock, they'd say. But they didn't get it. Amara wasn't just some girl. She was the first person who made me feel like I could be more than just another dude from the block. I poured all that pain into my music. Every verse, every line, every beat, it all became about her. She left me on a Harlem night, no warning, no fight. I was her soldier, but she left the war, taking flight. Now I'm standing in the ashes, looking for the light. It took time, more time than I wanted to admit. But eventually, I started to heal. I started seeing that maybe she was right. I had been stuck, not because I wasn't working hard, but because I didn't have a plan. Losing her forced me to look at my life in a way I never had before. I started taking my music seriously, like really seriously. I got into studios, worked with producers, and stopped waiting for a miracle to find me on the corner. I made it happen. But even now, years later, I still think about her. Not in a bitter way, more like she was a lesson I needed. Harlem's still home. It's still got that heartbeat, that soul, that rhythm, but it feels different now. I walk past the places we used to go, and it's like I can see a younger version of myself, young, naive, thinking love was enough to solve everything. Amara, she's part of my story, no doubt. She's the heartbreak that turned me into who I am. She made me see the world for what it is, not what I wanted it to be. So yeah, Harlem's where it all started, where I found love, lost it, and found myself again. And every time I drop a verse, every time I spit a rhyme that gets the crowd hype, I know a piece of her is still in my words. Because Heartbreak in Harlem, it ain't just a story, it's a song, a lesson, a part of life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Hey, I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing. Also, feel free to check out our other videos as well. And don't forget to click the bell. And always, be creative.
Hey, I want some chips. No, Mia, you already ate.
E-Toonz. Be creative.